Hello, YouTube. Back again. What can I say? Today, I'll be discussing the UWorld. I've completed the UWorld so far, and now I'm basically reviewing the UWorld again because I found the UWorld to be awesome, to be amazing, to worth the time, the cost, and the benefit. So I just want to diligently go over it, review as much as I can, and try to grasp as much of the information that I can. I mean, even now, I'm still astonished how this UWorld really delve into the nursing process. I mean, in more areas than one. Granted, there's a lot of SATA questions or select all and apply um, questions and answers, and I think that's one of the reasons why UWorld is thought of to be so difficult, is the fact that there's a lot of SATA question there. And in SATA questions, I mean, if you get four right and you get one wrong, it's all wrong. There's no partial credits. I think that's the reason why UWorld is such an awesome tool for any nursing student, for any LPN students, for any RN, anyone preparing for the boards should most definitely do UWorld. I recommend it. I enjoyed it. I learned so much from UWorld. I mean, the review was awesome. I mean, there are things on the UWorld that, honestly speaking, which I don't want to put any blame on anyone, that I did not learn in school. And I mean, based on the UWorld explanation, I was able to grasp it. I mean, the information is detailed. The rationales are detailed. I mean, the pictures are detailed. I mean, I got to see what a buck traction really looks like. I mean, I got to see what a tortoise the point looks like. I mean, it's just an awesome review tool. I mean, it's the best I've seen so far, and I mean, with my years of practice, with my 10 years of practice under my belt, I it's the best I've seen out there. I mean, I haven't seen every review out there, but compared to the written work, the UWorld, I mean, I give it an A plus. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. When I did the UWorld, I I mean, my school requested that we do the UWorld before we completed the exit exam. And I mean, at first I was saying to myself that why should we have to do the UWorld? And I mean, it was mandatory that even when you finish the UWorld, you had to send in your name and password for this for the administrator to go over it to make sure that you completed the 3 months. And at first I was unwilling. I mean, I was upset. I was, did not want to do it because I mean, we did the Saunders, we did the essay review, and now you are requesting us to do 3 months of the UWorld, and the fact is that y- we are paying for it out of our pocket. For those of you that don't know me, sorry if I didn't introduce myself. I'm Ellis, LPN, for 10 years now. Practiced in the field, worked in the nursing home, worked in a hospital. I've never done home care, and I've never worked in a clinic setting throughout my career. Um, I decided that I needed was to go back to school to complete my RN after taking time out to work, and then working and making a decent salary. You tend to not want to go back to school. And I was told early on when I finished school not to get sidetracked, and I at first I thought that people was just talking to talk. But I mean, I honestly would recommend to anybody that if you're an LPN, do not get used to that LPN pay, because you've become so sidetracked that you it end up probably going back to school a lot later, or not never going back. Because I know a lot of LPNs that are comfortable in their life and decided that they're not going to go back to school. And I mean, at first I thought that that could not be me, because I mean, I know I'm a go-getter. I will do the work if given the opportunity, and it's been 10 years. 10 years I've been working and not completed school. So I mean, I'll encourage anyone that, I mean, just go straight. Don't, I mean, take part-time, do part-time, just don't stop, because once you start getting that paycheck, and you start requesting sometimes for overtime, and sometimes, weekend, and and that money start coming, you start planning your life and living your life with that income, and then you say to yourself, I'm going to go back to school next year, I'm going to go back next month, I'm going to go back and go back and go back, until by the time you open your eyes, it's already been 10 years. So, and that's what happened to me. And I'm so grateful that I really made a decision. I mean, like really said that this is what I'm going to do. And that's what happened. I mean, I took a pay cut. I really had to make a sacrifice. I really had to really ask myself, what am I going to do? Will it worth it? Why bother? And I came to the conclusion, and especially during the corona debacle that we had, that's when I really got serious and focused, and decided that I can do this. I have to do this. I have the opportunity right now. The money was coming in, but I had to make a decision, like, am I going to achieve a future, move forward, or just stay where I am? And and those of us who are LPNs, we know what that's like, working in the field as LPN, that most of the time we don't get the respect that we deserve. Most of the time that we are looked down upon. And I know there's a lot of LPNs that are much more advanced. They could run a floor better than any RN, but a lot of times we don't get the respect that we deserve. I'm one. I don't want to sound braggadocious, but as an LPN, I could function more like an RN. And when I went to school before, they trained us as RNs. So when I became an LPN and working, I was already in the RN mentality. So when a new RN comes, or any RN, they look down upon you and think that, oh, because you're LPN, you don't know this, you don't know that, and they don't know that a lot of LPNs are so advanced that we could run an IV, we could check, we could clean a seat, we could clean a central line, we could manage a floor, we could manage a crisis. Because that's the way I was trained. My license says LPN, but I was trained as a RN. That's what I was trained at. So I knew that I had to go back to school, not only to prove it to myself, which I think that's the greatest thing that I did, was also to whoever else that that doubted me, or are not giving me the respect, and also for me to motivate and encourage other people that, listen, you could do this. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice your friends. For a time being, going out for a time being, spending for a time being. You're gonna have to make a major life sacrifice if you decide to go this route. And I'm talking to my LPNs right now, because you understand what it's about. Because once you start working as an LPN, you get comfortable in a sense that you're not being paid what you should be paid, and you're doing the majority of the work. Especially, if there's no RN around, then you become the RN. A lot of times I was the RN, and when there was no RN around. I function because I'm getting a paycheck, and whatever the case may be, I have to do assignments. Depends on what's going on. A lot of things that we weren't supposed to do. Supervisors that's there, if they know you're competent, then they allow you to run the floors and to function, because they know you're capable, you're competent. You're not like you're not assertive. If you are assertive LPN, they know. When you know what you're doing, people know. And when you show assertiveness, they know. Like, for instance, me, when I come on the floor, I know how to function. I know my priorities. I know what needs to get done, what doctor needed to be called, what needed to be done. I can do it. I can function. I can think about what to do. I can analyze it. I can make, who's a priority. You have 6 phones ringing. Okay, which phone do I answer first? That's what I was trained in LPN school. We were trained to be RN. As a matter of fact, the school that I went to, they were at the time was going to start RN program there, but they didn't get the approval. I honestly thinking if they had gotten the approval, I probably would have gone there and finished my RN at the time. So now, so that's a little bit about me. So now back to the UWorld. I mean, as an LPN, I've been out of school for almost 10 years, and I'm telling you that the UWorld really, I mean, a lot of things I forgot while I was in LPN school, a lot of things I didn't learn, a lot of things I did not know. The UWorld expounded my mind to a lot of unfamiliar things, a lot of familiar things. I mean, I was looking at the vancomycin, and I'm like, I mean, all these signs and symptoms. I mean, from the vancomycin, I mean the trough and the peak, I mean all those things. I forgot those things in school. And about the, I mean, about even hypertension, like giving vancomycin. I mean, I've seen vancomycin given so much time. I didn't even know that you must check the patient blood pressure before giving vancomycin and monitor for hypertension. I mean, there's so much things in that UWorld. I mean, it is so worth it. I definitely recommend you considering it. I mean, I implore you, I beseech you to get on that UWorld, use that UWorld. I mean, I finished my 3 months UWorld and I'm going back again. I mean, I'm going to extend it for 1 more month just to do instant answers, because when I did it before, we had to do tutored, because this school, as I said, had to go over the grades. So now I'm just basically going over like answer questions where you get the feedback right away. And while I prepare right now, because I'm getting ready to take my SC exam, that's basically what I'm doing right now. So I'm just basically studying and going over a lot of concept and focusing and just, you know, just getting all my study stuff together. So everything is not all over the place, everything is together. So when I go to take that SC, I will ace that SC. When I go in there to that exam, I'm coming out there with a A grade. That's my goal. I'm doing the work. I mean, I'm getting ready for it. And I mean, that's what my plans are right now. While I'm using the UWorld, I mean, each day I'm going to go over questions, not really just to go over the concept, just to go over the rationales. Basically, that's what I'm doing, because even though I wrote some of it down, because at first I didn't think that I would extend it, but after my experience with it, I definitely know that I need to spend at least 1 more month going over the rationales. The rationales is the cream of the crop. That's where the power is in UWorld. The rationales. I mean, the rationales are excellent, are amazing. I mean, they break it down in a way that you will grasp it, you know. So basically, that's what I'm working on right now. So tune in as I keep you up to date as my progress. I mean, I'll let you know how the SE goes. I mean, I'll talk about the SE along with my experience. How am I studying, and what am I doing, and how am I remembering the concept? Because for me, it's not about learning. I like to learn things, I like to memorize it, and I like to be able to apply it for the future. That's what I like to know. I like to know when I look at a disease or a sign of symptom. I just want to say, oh, you know, multiple sclerosis, and know that it affects the myelin sheath. I want to know more. Like, once I look at it, I want to say, okay, this is multiple sclerosis, this is a patho, this is a sign and symptom, this is a nursing invention. That's how I like to look at concepts. That's how I like to remember things, to apply it, not just for learning it now for the exam, but also for the future, to be able to recall it. So that's what it. And as I said, that's what I'm working on right now. So I'll keep you up to date. I'll keep you posted about this UWorld. I mean, you know, and the rationales, and about the SC exam, because I'm definitely getting ready. I'm getting geared up. I'm just waiting for my date to do that SC. And I'm already claiming victory on the SC. I know I will do well. I'm prepared. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years now. I mean, and I'm ready to go forward in my life. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to, you know what I mean? And I'll keep you up to date as I progress now. I mean, as I start doing these videos, I mean, to encourage people, to encourage my LPNs that we need to go back to school. We need to get the respect we deserve. We need to get the pay we deserve. I mean, I met so much brilliant LPNs they will make such excellent RNs and even practitioners. I mean, they're just good at what they do. They're excellent. I mean, they're competent nurses. They're caring nurses. I mean, they're nurses that, I mean, if I had a choice between to choose an LPN and RN, I'll choose the LPN. I mean, some of the people that I've worked with, I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean, they know how to do nursing. I mean, I'm not saying all RNs are negative. That's not what I'm getting at all. I mean, there's some wonderful, great RNs out there that really do care and really do know what they're doing and really competent and really, you know, are excellent at what they do. But I'm just saying for my LPNs that I've working for so many years, I mean, a lot of them, you know, we need to go back to school and to finish what we have started, to finish the journey. I mean, and that's life. I mean, I understand things come in the way, family, friends, I mean, children, lovers, I mean, whatever else. I mean, TV, YouTube, whatever else come in the way. But we have to put those aside and make the sacrifice and complete our journey, because I'm sure every LPN at some point when we were LPN school decided that we needed to come, because even in LPN school they always encourage you to go get your RN. So I'm encouraging all my LPNs, this is for you. Let's do the work. And remember, as I always say, no one will love you until you love yourself. This is Ellis signing out. Thank you.